Hello everyone and welcome back to the most polarizing conversation I've seen on the internet since the dress debate, which was blue and black, by the way. So let me fill you in. About 2 weeks ago, a Twitter user by the name of Chinchillazilla tweeted out this tweet saying that a couple young guys moved in next door and she thinks that they might not cook because their trash can was overflowing with pizza boxes and they seem to get a lot of DoorDash deliveries, some of which were accidentally delivered to her front door. So she says she might make them a big pot of chili to welcome them into the neighborhood and so that they can have a home-cooked meal. And then a week later, she did it. And that's it. Y'all caught up? Embarrassing. Huh? This is weird. Why would that be weird? What if they don't eat meat? Then I guess they don't have to eat. Mind your own business. Maybe you personally would be. Why are you going through their trash? I think stalking them has red flags. Leave strangers the hell alone. All right. You know, clearly I didn't give this discourse the attention and nuance that it deserves with all of its intricate. I'm joking. This is stupid. This is a nice thing for somebody to do. And if you disagree, touch grass. Or talk to another human being in real life. Because what the hell? If I had a neighbor who brought me chili, or cookies, or hell, even delivered me a pizza, that would be the best day of my life. You know, the internet has made us all so much more connected and also so much more disconnected. And I don't mean that in like a boomer way. And I don't mean that in like a Katy Perry, all of our cell phones are prisons and that's why they're called cell phones way. I mean that in a way where although it's made it easier for us to find more like-minded people or people with experiences that match our own, it's also prevented us from trusting people in real life, like out here. Well, I guess to you, I'm still in your computer, but just like go look at a window somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about out there. But I also don't buy into this idea that this is a generational shift. I don't think millennials or Gen Z are responsible for killing the community industry or whatever. I think it's perfectly reasonable to say that as a society, as time has gone on, we have become more and more invested in ourselves, for better and for worse. We have found communities in hyper-specific niches that we love to death, so much so that these communities become exclusive towards people that don't fit into those niches. That is not good. That is not okay. And that happens whether it's groups of 13-year-olds trying to find themselves on TikTok or 65-year-olds spreading rampant misinformation on Facebook. I don't believe this problem is a product of a generation. I think it's a product of the times. And those are different. But getting back to this, I don't think that she stalked her neighbors or went through their trash. If I notice my neighbor has left their trash on the curb and there's a lot of fucking leaves pouring out of it, it's not a stalkerish assumption to assume he raked his leaves. It doesn't make this woman a stalker to see a bunch of pizza boxes in a trash can and assume they ordered a lot of pizza. But also, leave strangers the hell alone is the most chronically online response you could have to this situation. I agree with leaving people alone to an extent. I made a whole video about a TikToker who doesn't leave people alone. You know, if somebody's trying to do their job or if a woman has headphones on a train, leave those people alone. You know, if you see a guy trying to clean his car or change his tire in his driveway, don't push him out of the way and go do it for him. But you can ask if that person needs help. You can introduce yourself. You can bring a pot of chili to your neighbors and go from there. And like I said, this situation is truly only a problem online. Nobody in real life is going to be seething with rage that you made an observation based on something that you see every day, like a trash can or the DoorDash deliveries that literally arrive on your front door, and then did something neighborly. No one's gonna be mad at you about that. And if they are, they're an asshole. And you probably don't want to get to know them any better anyway. You know, it's not like she went over there and was like, "Hi, I know you must not know how to cook, you stupid little babies, so I brought you this pot of chili. I am expecting you to eat it, and eat all of it, so I'm gonna sit here and watch you do so." And also, just for the record, she was not trying to elicit sex or favors in exchange for this either, like some have assumed. It is insane to me, the level that these assumptions go, and it is so obvious that the people who say that this is degrading for her or setting women back, or the people who are saying that she should have called the cops and had them perform a wellness check if she thought that they don't cook for themselves, it is so clear that these are not the kind of people who would be performing random acts of kindness anyway, so they have no room to talk about how she's doing it. Unfortunately, In America especially, we have become an increasingly individualized society. We don't promote community, we don't like our neighbors, and we don't want you to talk to us. But that doesn't mean you have to be an asshole to people. We don't need 2 weeks of discourse to agree that giving food to your neighbors has historically been a symbol of kindness for many generations across many different cultures. It's just a nice thing to do. But that's not where this story ends, because, like I said, that was 2 weeks ago. And the discourse is still happening. Today. As I said before, this is one of the most polarizing things I've seen on Twitter in years. And I mean that. And the reason for it is how quickly this got away from itself. This one subject is a Twitter rabbit hole that is almost impossible to dig to the bottom of, because every step down branches into like 3 more different directions. It's a whole goddamn root system. It's not a rabbit hole, it's a rabbit civilization. People are saying that she's promoting sexism and misogyny because she's babying men, and that they need to learn how to not expect these things from women. But they didn't expect this from her. They didn't know she was gonna do this. And also, that's a crazy assumption to say that these men wouldn't be appreciative of what she's doing. Like, you're assuming as much about them at that point as you are about her. People are also saying this action was ableist because she didn't think about the fact that they could have dietary restrictions, or a chronic illness, or a mental illness that prevents them from eating her food. Hot take! They don't need to eat the food. The gesture is the most important thing here. She's just being fucking kind. Liking the food in this situation is a bonus. If they don't like or can't eat the food, guess what? Now they know each other. So over time, they can tell her what they like or they don't like if she wants to do this again. But seriously, dude, people are on their dumb shit about this. People are saying she shouldn't assume that these guys have the dishware to eat it out of. Fucking hell, man. They are next door neighbors. If somebody brings you something that you need to eat out of a bowl and you don't have a bowl, they will go back to their house and get you a bowl. People are nice. What's happening? My favorite thing that people are saying is that she shouldn't bring them food to surprise them or welcome them into the neighborhood because they didn't consent. She doesn't have any relationship with them and they haven't asked for this. Why can't they feed themselves? Is this what they wanted? Mans has never had a person do a nice thing for him in his entire life. I've done food exchanges with my neighbors. This shit is still not okay without getting consent. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Cut it out. No, there are cases where you should be incredibly mindful of one's situation before assuming their needs. This is not that. This is not that. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some of the best takes that I've seen on this situation so far, which include every single take of the original poster because she's taking this like a goddamn champion. One of the main complaints is that she's making assumptions based on her ableist conditioning and doesn't understand that these guys could be, for example, autistic and don't know how to handle interactions like this. Not only is that a crazy assumption to make about people that you don't know, but also she has autism. And all of Twitter is making assumptions about her, which is the exact thing they're trying to get her for doing. Now, I'm not trying to be like, checkmate hypocrites, but like, come on. Self-awareness level 0. This person said it best when she said, sorry, can we just note that policing minutia of an autistic stranger's social interactions in the name of opposing ableism is clown behavior? The person who posted the original post is trying to make an effort to build her local community, to be more sociable and understand that living in social media isn't good for any of us. There are a lot of shitty takes on this situation, but I think the most damning thing about all of this is that people seem so determined to villainize innocent strangers and to weaponize their acts of kindness against them because they didn't do it perfectly or exactly how they would have done it. And all of this is with the end goal of making them seem morally superior on Twitter.com. You're not better for saying you would have been more careful. You're not better for saying that you wouldn't accept food from a stranger. You're not better for saying that you would have asked before dropping off food to your neighbor or that you wouldn't have done it at all. And you're not better for joining tens of thousands of people and ganging up on one person for being ableist and sexist and eliciting sex from her neighbors, especially when that person is an asexual, autistic woman, you dumb fucks. I don't know, man. Call me a white knight. Call me a simp. Call me whatever. I don't care. I'm not making this video for her sake. She's kicking your asses left and right on Twitter. Are you kidding me? I'm making this video to say that when discourse elevates to the point where the Washington Post makes an article not only criticizing this woman, but inviting experts in the field of charity and etiquette to police her behavior her and question whether she should have done this, maybe you've gone too far. Maybe you need to look inward. And maybe, just maybe, some people have good intentions. So let's not try to strangle that out of the world just yet, huh? So how did all of this resolve? Well, if you're asking about the chili itself, she delivered it to the neighbors. They were very thankful and grateful. That was it. If you're asking about the discourse, however, really hasn't resolved yet. As of right now, people are still making insanely long, massive threads about how making assumptions before performing an act of kindness is some form of abuse, and ignoring the fact that their perspective is not a universal one. So, just another day on our favorite little hell site. Alright, I have to go force feed my neighbor some beef stew so that he'll let me borrow his new Pokemon game. In the meantime, make sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you have not done so already, make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.